Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing today? We are live. It's Monday at 5 o'clock. Our time has changed a little bit, but we are here today.
Yes, we're practicing from the other coast.
Right?
We'd rather be in California. Yes. So happy Monday. It is Halloween, so there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't have a costume. This is my costume. It's the Hot Mess Express. It was leg day at the gym. And this is what happens when you do an hour and a half of legs at the gym. You look like a hot mess after. So,
yeah, this is my costume too.
yeah. We had a really fun night last night. We had this recovery gala. It was a fundraiser for one of the treatment centers that I facilitate groups at. And it was one of these like super fancy like gala, whatever you call it. So we got to get all dressed up, and they had this like cool Broadway show. These people like created this show on Broadway about recovery. And that is so cool that recovery is going to have a name on Broadway. And so it's called My Pet Dragon. And
Right?
I have some clips of it. I'm gonna put it up on my Facebook, but so cool. It was a musical. So they're literally like singing, about she's talking about when, she was a kid who got migraines real bad, and they put her on a medication, and then all of a sudden she was like, "Oh my goodness, I have arrived. This is what I've been looking for my whole life," Yeah, it was amazing. So you guys have to check it out. My Pet Dragon. I think there's some YouTube videos and stuff on it right now, so definitely check it out.
That sounds awesome. I can definitely relate, right? Like I felt like I had arrived. Okay. Hey, Kimberly, how are you doing tonight?
Kimberly in the house. Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
And we got Crystal on tonight. Hey, girl.
Hey, Crystal. I like
Okay,
your
so
little avatar person there. Her little
I didn't even know
thumbnail.
you could do that.
Super cute.
So we're going to continue so last week we were on Jamie's page and we talked about weight gain and recovery, which is something that I think a lot of people really go through. I know I did anyways, and it can be a trigger. So we've kind of been talking about triggers, and we thought that tonight we would talk about more triggers, and one of the things that was brought up to us this week was about survivor's guilt, because one of the harsh realities of recovery is that while you're in recovery, not everybody's going to make it, and you can't take everybody with you. And that's just the sad truth. And they told me when I first got in recovery to get a black dress, and because I'm going to go to a lot of funerals. And if I use, it's going to be my funeral. And I found that to be so true. I mean, we definitely experience a lot of loss in recovery.
Yeah, it is definitely, it's hard. I mean, the amount of candlelight vigils that we've had to hold here, and it is just a lot. And we, especially if you know that person, if you are friends with that person, if you were one of the last people to encounter that person, there is, a significant amount of, questions you could start asking yourself, like, well, maybe if I would have done this, or maybe if I would have done that. And it can be definitely hard to deal with, for sure. There was a girl at the sober living here. She was a pregnant girl, and she had a little over a year in recovery. And I had seen her at an event And then the next day they found her overdosed in her apartment at the sober living. And I was just like,
Wow.
wow, like I just saw her. She gave me a hug and told me I looked beautiful. Like, what?
Wow.
So,
Had
mhm.
she had the baby yet?
No, she was just a couple, not far pregnant, maybe 2 months.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think for me anyways, like what's happened with people passing away is a reminder to me that they use that took them out is the same one that I used when I was in my addiction. So it's a
Mhm.
reminder to me just how, you know, susceptible we are to losing our life to a relapse, and if I ever pick up, it is just confirmation that I will not make it back from that. Okay. Candace says hello. Shauna, hey Shauna.
Shauna.
Yeah, to treatment. I had been there for 1 week, and one of the guys that we call it commencing down here, right? When you finish treatment, you don't graduate, you commence, which means to begin. And
Mhm.
so the week somebody was commencing the week that I got there, and they read this poem about their overdose and how they woke up and saw the ambulance around them and didn't want to die and all these things. And while I was in treatment, they commenced. While I was in treatment, that person passed away. And not only did they pass away, but 6 days later, their brother passed away too. And I
Mm.
sat in that celebration of life for both brothers, watching the mother and the girlfriend. And it was just super, super sad.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I just remembered about another one. This girl. So, okay, my gym does this like Christmas tree thing, where they like adopt a family or whatever. So there was a
Mhm.
girl in the sober living. She had like 4 boys and they all loved Batman. So she had this list of all this Batman stuff that they wanted for Christmas. And I took her name and I took her list to the gym and put it on the tree. And they in the gym, somebody like adopted the family. And I remember like coming and like giving her all the presents, and she was just like, "Oh my goodness, like thank you so much, oh my goodness." And then 3 months later, she overdosed and died.
Wow.
And that was so hard. Like, wow, wow.
Mhm.
It kind of, I know we're talking about survivor's guilt, but it kind of makes me feel like, like where are we failing still?
Mhm.
In this recovery process? Like, what do we need to change? What do we need to tweak? What do we need to be more open to? How do we need to bend to handle things differently, to handle different kind of people? Like, what can we do to be more effective?
Mhm. Yeah, that's a really good point. In 2021, 107,000 people lost their life to a drug overdose. And you have to wonder, like, what can we do differently? And I think there's so much stigma in the world that we're just now, I feel like we're just now starting to be recognized as people in recovery. But we have a really long way to go.
Yeah. I feel like you've been really seeing a lot of that in like your trainings for your
Hmm.
job and things like that.
Yes.
That's such an eye opener to be on that side of it, and learning and like, wow, yeah, we have so much work to do.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think that's what part of what makes me want to be more open-minded, like whatever works for somebody, I just want them to stay alive because
Mhm,
these days, like this shit is in everything and it
mhm.
is taking people out right and left.
Um, can I give a praise report real quick before we move into here? Can we
Yes.
can we celebrate for a second? Because I have like a really big thing that happened.
Yes, tell
Um,
us.
my son is moving in with me.
Oh.
It has been now, granted, he's 18 and a half and a pain in the ass. But I have been on this recovery journey for 7.5 years and have never got my kids back.
Wow.
So
I'm so excited for you. That's awesome.
I'm like it's crazy because literally, I kind of gave him to my mom at 18 months, which is like a year and a half, and then like at 18 and a half, he like comes home.
Oh. Yes, but this is proof though that no matter what, if you stay clean, these things will work themselves out, because a lot of times people lose their children and they're like, I'm never going to get them back. I might as well just give up, but if you stay clean, the miracle will happen, and that is proof.
Yeah, 7.5 years later, I got my baby back. Now my daughter still lives, with my mom, but I'm just like, wow, I'm just kind of mind blown. You know what I mean? Like 7.5 years I've been waiting.
That's awesome. I love that. So this is Captain Andy, or Pastor Andy, shall I say. This is my pastor. I had him on my on live feed the other day. Actually, yesterday it was. It was really good. If you get some time, check it out. It was really good. He did a
Yes.
sermon for us. It was awesome. Talks about the
Fantastic.
giants in our lives that kind of go with what you were just saying, right?
Wow, that is awesome. Yes, I will definitely have to check it out for sure.
All right. Very late seeing this later. Yeah, you're not too late. We just started
Yeah.
a few minutes ago.
Yes.
3 weeks clean. Congratulations.
Sophia.
Oh, Shauna says her daughter just turned 18 and talking about moving out. She feels like she just got her back.
They never really leave, I don't think.
I hope not. I don't know. Maybe I do hope so. It's
Yeah.
hard.
I think you'll be ready. I feel like by that time, when the time is right, you'll be like,
Yes.
please go to your own house.
Right?
Yes.
Hey, Amanda. That's my friend. She's about to have a baby. She's very close.
Uh-oh. Is it first child?
Yes.
Oh, so exciting. Yay.
All right. Nicole says she'll have 120 days clean come this Thursday.
Awesome. Congratulations, Nicole. You're killing it. You're killing it.
Yes.
Sophia
says this is the best day ever.
Sophia, you're amazing.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe we could just like cover kind of triggers as a whole, because I think there's so many more triggers, that we face in
Mm-hmm.
recovery, and just to kind of like talk about what we were just talking about, survivor's guilt. I mean, for me, what really helps me is just knowing that I'm not forgetting the people that I've lost, that I've left behind, so to speak. Like, I carry their memory with me and I talk about them. When I tell my story, I talk about them. Like, I don't want them to be forgotten. Hopefully somebody from their stories and not make those same mistakes. And I feel like they would be happy about that and proud of me for honoring their life by staying clean. Like, it's a responsibility that I take very personally,
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's why you just continue to do the next right thing to stay on your path in recovery. And because, you can't, like, you're leaving like a legacy, right? So we're leaving like a legacy and somebody described it as taillights to me, which I thought was super cool. Like, people will follow your taillights, and I was like, whoa, that's so cool, because it's like we just continue to go, you know what I mean? And people can follow, and it's like, oh, it's, we're just walking living proof, right? But we have to keep doing the next right thing in order to be that. right? Putting
That's
one foot in
right.
front of the other, pressing the gas pedal.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's really my hope too, right? Like we do lose people, but hopefully just by me recovering and doing the next right thing and sharing my recovery, hopefully somebody will stay clean because of that or inspire them to get clean because of that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and being able to share your lived experience with,
Mhm.
to help people. Like, I can't tell you how many people have reached out to me regarding kratom. Like, can you help me get off of this? Like, I need to get off of this. And I'm like, wow, yeah, like you can totally do it. And being able to like share that lived experience is amazing.
Yeah, that lived experience is something else too. Listen, I was in a class last week and one of the days was completely about substance abuse, right? That's all they talked about for 8 hours straight. I am like an expert in this subject. And these people are like teaching out of a textbook. And I'm like, you guys have no idea. Like, literally, you don't.
Mm-mm. Like, what kind of stuff were they saying?
They're like, learning information about what drugs do what, but it doesn't talk about how it affects the individual or how to know if that individual isn't acting right, you know? And there were like other drugs that they talked about that don't even exist, like
What?
I
Wow.
mean, and then there were other ones that do exist and that they didn't talk about, but I feel like I wrote subject and they weren't in the right literature.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, no, let me tell you about it. I got
Right.
4 PhDs.
Right.
Oh
Have you
my
ever seen that Facebook post? It's like this big giant book and it's like information I know about drugs and then like a little tiny like piece of paper information I know about living life. Like
God.
that's me.
Yeah, seriously. I know.
My book's getting bigger on life though.
Yes, every day. I know. I actually um am, oh my goodness, there's this book I just ordered off Amazon. So I did this interview with this guy. Okay, it's called Fire and Ice, the Meth Bible. It's crazy. This
Holy
guy,
moly.
yeah. This guy, he talk about being delivered, like straight deliverance from everything. It was crazy. So I did an interview on him and I was like, he was just telling me all these stories, and I was like, bro, I need to read your book. Like, like it's insane. I mean, he talked about like demonic gang stalking.
I've heard
And
of that.
yes, oh my goodness. And I was like, it's just mind blowing to me. Like everything you saying, I was like, oh my goodness, like this is, whoa, so many things making sense. So he saw our video about meth and witchcraft and all the talks that we've been doing. He's been watching them and he's like, oh my goodness, like I have to tell you about my experience. And
Wow.
wrote a whole book about it. Yeah. And his book came out today. So
I want to read the book now.
yeah. Yeah, I'll let you. I will. Yeah, you can get on Amazon, or I can let you borrow it.
That's
Whatever.
awesome.
Yeah. Really. Yeah, that's just crazy. So I
Yes.
am very, very excited to read all about the crazy stories. Like it just, wow, amazing.
Yeah. Just shows how good God is, right? Like we can live through like the
Mhm.
trenches and the darkness and all of that stuff and come out victorious and write a book that who knows how many people are going to be saved because of that
Yes.
book.
I know. He said that he believed like meth was like a spirit, like the root of it was just like a spirit. And he talked about people like praying over demonically, like praying over their drugs and stuff. Like, oh my goodness.
Yes, we
I was like,
talked about
yes,
that.
I know. I was like, no way. Like, this is not the first time I've heard this. Wow. So yeah, it was insane. He only told me like a little bit, like just a couple little snippets of stories, and I'm like, I gotta read the book. I'm ordering it like right now.
Yeah,
Great.
but I actually agree with that though, because like alcohol, we've talked about this before, is called
Yes.
spirits, right?
Uh-huh.
And if you think about it, like each different drug, people act different one, which leads me to believe it's a spirit of cocaine or a spirit of meth, you know what I mean, that
Yeah.
affects people differently.
Right. That's exactly what he was saying. Yeah. I was just like, that is mind blowing to me. Cause yeah, we had talked about it with the alcohol, but I didn't think about it with
Mhm.
drugs,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, so much. It was I can't wait till I put it out and you can watch it. The
Yeah, I'm
video.
definitely gonna.
I think Adam's probably gonna start working on it tonight. So yeah.
I love that. Okay, so this Facebook user is Jen. I had to literally go to my phone and see it's Jennifer. This is my friend Jen. She got Saturday. Congratulations, Jen.
Congratulations. Awesome.
We got another
Awesome.
one on here, 14 months and 14 days. I don't know who that one is
Awesome.
though. But congratulations. Have you ever quit cigarettes, Jamie?
Yes.
Talk about that.
Okay, so I got a quit coach. So I called the Georgia Stop Smoking line. They said, okay, what do you want to use? Do you want to use patches? Do you want to use gum? I said, I'll use patches. They said, okay, we're going to give you a quit coach. So the lady called me and she taught me about changing my habituations.
Hmm.
So I used patches. Okay. That was one thing I used. And then I changed my habituation. So what does that mean? So she said, what is the number one time that you smoke? For me, when I get up in the morning. Okay. Tell me about it. All right. I wake up in the morning, I get my coffee and I get my devotional and I go out back and I smoke and drink my coffee and do my devotional. She said, okay, so now I want you to stay inside, do your devotional, drink your coffee, then go outside and smoke. And I was like, that's interesting. Okay. Because it takes 21 days to make a habit, right? If you quit a 21-day habit, it's a lot easier than quitting a 21-year-old habit, right? So you have to change your habituation. So that was the first thing I did. I did that for a whole week. She called me the next week. Okay, what's the second most time that you smoke? Definitely after dinner, meals, dinner, right? Okay, so after dinner, what do? I get done eating, I go outside and smoke, I come back in, I wash the dishes, clean up. Okay, she says, this time, now, from now on, you're going to clean up, wash the dishes, then go outside and smoke. Like, okay, like I can do that. Um, the next week she called me. And so I changed those two habits, just small little tweaks. And we talked about the next time I smoke, which was in bed right before I went to sleep. And he told me to get a Kool-Aid straw or a regular straw, put a piece of cotton in it, and pretend like I was smoking. Don't smoke before bed, just pretend. Lay in bed and pretend you're smoking. Like chew on it, suck on it, do whatever you got to do. And I did that. And then she said, "Okay, now you're going to pick a day." And that's going to be your last day smoking. And that's how I did it.
Did you like smoke a lot on your last day that you knew you were going to smoke?
No, I actually went on a trip to Disney with my mom and my kids, and my clearly the drive to Orlando was like 8 hours, right? Well, I knew I wasn't going to be able to smoke in the car, so it was like I took that, and I couldn't smoke around my kids because my kids were like real weird about smoking. And so I just took that time, like I was going to quit. And so I went, we were there for like 5 days and I did the patches and the gum. And then I was like done. Like
That's awesome.
it was prayerfully done, but it's the small thing is changing your habituations. That's the thing, because you're breaking a habit that you've only had for a little amount of time when you do it that way. You know what I mean? It's easier. It just curbs it. But I'll tell you, it legit took me like 6 months of doing that over and over again. That first time, no. I was like, oh, well, let me make sure that I quit. Let me try your cigarette and make sure that I don't like it anymore. So, but you have to keep the pros and cons in your head, right? So I had just started becoming a massage therapist. It was such a pain in the butt to go smoke. Like I legit had to wear gloves because your hands can't smell like cigarettes when you work, you're
Right.
close contact. I had to change my clothes like to go smoke. You know what I mean? It was like, it just became such a pain that it was just easier for me to quit. It was easier for me to stay on the patches. It was easier for me to do the gum. I didn't like the way it smelled in my hair anymore, and so that is how I did it.
Yeah, I love that advice. That's really good. I've been vaping. I quit smoking by vaping. But please don't ever do that, because it's a horrible idea. Because the thing is, like, now I'm more hooked on the vape than I ever was on cigarettes. Like, I have this vape in my hand at all times, and it's very unhealthy. And I just recently, matter of fact, it's right here. I just recently bought this because something else will fix it, right? Not just surrendering, but this is called Ripple. I don't know if you could see it, but it's a zero
Okay.
nicotine vape. So
Okay.
I thought that I could try this, but it tastes like crap. So that's not going to work. But
Yeah.
but I'm going to try that, changing my habits, right? Because the whole goal was to quit and be healthier, but now I'm on this vape. So that's got to go. It's time for it to go.
I picked up the vape for a little while when me and Adam met, because Adam smoked. I didn't smoke. He did. And he had, and so I wouldn't let him smoke cigarettes around me because it was disgusting to me, but he would get these cool cotton candy vapes, strawberry vape. And I was like, ooh, yummy. I want to try. And I ended up getting like hooked on it. But at that time I was like super into running, and it legit like mess with my lungs really bad. I have asthma too, so it's a bad idea for me to smoke anyway. But yeah, I think it's just keeping in the forefront of your mind your why for quitting, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah, like I'm quitting because I want to be able to run a mile. I'm quitting because I don't want to die of cancer, for my kids. Like, but like I feel like a goal, like a short-term goal, is easier to quit for than like just saying like I don't want to die of cancer. You know what I'm saying? Like it's best like to have something like, what would you do if you didn't smoke? Like, how would that improve your life? How would that help you? What kind of goals could you accomplish if you did quit? And keep those goals in the front of your mind.
I love that. I could definitely run better, or not really run because I don't do that, but I could have better stamina at the gym for sure. Because I have trouble breathing all the time with the vape. I know I need to stop.
That's why I stopped, because the vaping, as far as my lungs, was worse than smoking cigarettes.
Yeah,
Yep.
it really is.
Yeah. I smoked Black and Milds. I was super gangster.
I was just thinking that. Okay. Okay. So it looks like Penny's daughter is a week clean. That is awesome. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Yes, I know that helps you sleep at night for sure.
Oh my gosh, I bet. For sure. So let me ask you a question. Speaking of triggers, right? This came up yesterday with somebody. Have you had a time? They say that there's going to come a time in your recovery where it's between you, your higher power, and your drug of choice. Have you had that happen?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Okay. Early recovery. I worked at this fancy restaurant called De Palmas. They were like super strict there. Like you couldn't have your cell phone when you worked. And the night manager loved to give out shots to the staff. Like, just, you're working, here you go, have a shot. Like, it was crazy. Don't bring your cell phone, but here's some alcohol.
Right.
So literally, like, it super triggered me. Like, oh my goodness, like, this lady legit is trying to, and I was living at the sober living at the time. I maybe could have even got away with it, probably. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't breathalyze us every night. You know what I'm saying? And now drinking wasn't never really my thing, but you know, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? When you're in a sober
Right.
living, you got to follow their rules. They say no alcohol is no alcohol. You know. So, yeah, literally, I was like, so I was just torn. Like, I was frozen. Like, what do I do? She's trying to give me alcohol for free. Like, I'm going to be here for like 4 more hours, really. So I really could have done it. And I didn't have my cell phone to call my sponsor or call somebody. So what did I do? I went in the bathroom and got on my knees and prayed.
I love that. And did that help?
Yeah. I did not take a
Yeah.
drink. Yeah.
And you didn't have your phone. Oh my gosh.
Nope.
Yeah, I had well, I did not really a similar experience. I ran into my old connection, right? And not like, the one that you call on backup. This was like the one that you called first every time and would even wait some extra for him because it was
Mhm.
like that person, And I was at the grocery store by my house, but I live right here by the grocery store that I used to meet him at. So I was in the grocery store getting groceries and I went to pull out to the, checkout lane or whatever. And I literally bumped into him with my cart and he turned around and I had a whole cart full of groceries. I literally dropped everything I was doing, left all my groceries there and I ran away. I didn't say anything. I probably looked really weird, but I ran away and I called my
money.
right. He probably did think that. I think I actually do owe him some money, but
Oh my goodness.
but yeah, I called my sponsor on the way home and I talked to her the whole way home. And then I got home and I had my support network and my husband there. And then as soon as I was in a safe place, like it all started playing through my head, right? I should have just said hi. That way I could have shown him how good I was doing, Maybe we
Oh,
could be
God.
friends, But I made it through it safely.
Yeah. Look, how crazy is that? I did that before. So I think I went to jail. I was in this crack house that got raided, and like I ended up going to jail. And I quit doing crack. I think I was like 3-4 weeks clean, right? But I wanted to go to the crack house to show everybody how good I looked. Like, what? Like, who does that? Who does that? That clearly wasn't my recovery date, but
I was gonna ask, did you stay clean or what?
I think I was like drinking still and maybe doing a pain pill here and there, but I wasn't doing crack, so I had like,
Oh.
my skin wasn't yellow anymore. And, I kind of like, I didn't look like I was dying at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we have somebody in the comments, and I've seen this person comment on my videos before. He said, demonic gang stalking is very real. Hold on, there's more. It's true, and yes, they do pray over it. He's seen DEA. There's more. If you need any advice or help finding resources, contact me. I can talk to anyone about truth, lies, and consequences in what we call the military defense called the crystal method and how they are preying on the disadvantaged. This could take me down a whole rabbit hole because
I know.
really
I feel like you should come on here and talk to us about it one time.
I know.
I think
Yes,
we
that
should-
would be cool.
I think we should do that. Because look, so the guy I was talking to today, like he was talking about Hitler, bringing up like Hitler and how Hitler was like getting the doctors to prescribe it, and it was like the whole culture, like everybody was on meth, like the whole
So were the
culture.
soldiers.
Yeah,
Did
the
you hear that?
soldiers and the
Yes.
citizens, and that's he's like, because how did a whole country just legitimately like go with this guy's plan of killing all these people? Like they were just like, and he was like, yeah, it was the spirit of meth. Like, and I was just like, oh my
Wow.
goodness, that is so crazy.
Yeah, that's back when they used to have those like brown medicine bottles, right? And it was just like liquid
Mhm.
substances inside of them.
Right, right.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that takes me down a rabbit hole because I think there's so much more going on like in the world, not of this world. There's so much that goes into it, and I'm just grateful that I made it out of it. I'm grateful that you made it out of it cuz trap, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I need to know when it gets easier to clean house without meth. Sorry that I'm laughing at this comment. I feel you.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm.
well,
That's
if it makes you feel any better, I had to close my bedroom door before we started because my bedroom is a mess. So,
I'm not even going to turn my webcam around and show them what my studio looks like. It's crazy. Only this corner is like clean. It's insane.
yeah, I mean, I feel like when your house is clean, it makes you feel good, right? Like it makes me happy when my house is clean and all the chores are done and the laundry's done, dishes are done. But the reality is, like, that doesn't happen maybe like once a week because I got like a whole life to live, and usually the cleaning gets put on the back burner, unfortunately. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
And especially when you have more than just you. Like I can tell you that I remember when like I just lived here.
right.
Before like I met my husband, and not saying anything about him because he's amazing, but
I have one of those too.
yeah, like the other day, like I was like stomping around, like cleaning everything up. He's like, can I do anything to help you? Yeah, can you wash your dishes and maybe put your clothes actually in the hamper and not next to them on the floor? Please do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my
So
boys do the same thing too.
it's like it's right. It's right there. Like why?
Oh, so we got to circle back to something here in just a moment. I misspoke about something. Um, Hi there, Sonya. Caught you live finally. Inspiration to you and your hubby. I'm very proud of you. Thank you so much, Michelle. It's not easy, but once the feel comes with owning it, that's like a really big part of recovery. And it has like changed everything for me this year. Just owning like who I am, what I've done, what I've been through. Yes, I've done a lot of things I'm not proud of, but it made me into who I am today. And I'm proud of who I am, what I have without what I did. So, just
Mm-hmm.
owning your truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I misspoke. Penny's daughter passed away a week ago.
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So sorry to hear that.
Let us know how we can support you, Penny.
Yeah.
Look, Ryan asked, is this page for men too? Yes, it is for
Yes.
everybody.
Mhm. Yes. Anybody, whether you're in recovery, not in recovery, man, woman, identifies whatever you want, just come on and talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, Michelle, a robot can keep going, not a humanoid. That's what they have to do to keep them going. And soldering on and on would never be able to keep going unless robotic type. That's true. Yeah. When does it get easier? All right. How far in recovery are you, Sophia? I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. She told us earlier. 3 weeks clean. Okay.
Okay. When does it get easier? I said, okay, for me, it was somewhere between step 2 and 3, 6 to 12 weeks, something like that, 8 to 12 weeks is when I stopped white knuckling it. That's when I
Mm-hmm.
stopped. Every time I went in the bathroom to take a shower, I was triggered. Like, oh my goodness, I'm in the
Right.
bathroom. But I still get weird around Publix bathrooms. Is that weird? Because I had this like time where I was stuck in a Publix bathroom for like an hour trying to hit, and yeah, that was a regular thing for me.
Yep, same. Burger King too, and 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it does get easier though, and I can relate because in my first like month, I was stuck in the obsession so bad. It was like all I could think about. And I'm so
Yes.
grateful that I was locked up during that time because it really helped me. But and she says she has a sponsor and she goes to like a meeting 3 times a day. Well, that's awesome. That's like awesome. And
Yeah.
that's where things started to change for me too when I got a sponsor. I started to believe that this could work for me, right? Because
Mhm.
I had to believe first, and when I found that belief, that's when it started working for me.
Yes.
Should I go grab a bag of candy? I didn't even think about it. It's Halloween.
Maybe. Sorry, Adam just got home. Um,
Hey, Adam.
it's Sonya.
Are y'all on live?
Yeah, we're on live.
Okay.
It's okay. My patient just texted me, and I was supposed to apparently be at work. Uh, at yeah, apparently she had an appointment. I had an appointment at 5:30, and I didn't even realize that I.
Oh, whoops.
How did I do that? Why did I book an appointment on Halloween?
Right?
What was I thinking? I don't know if that was my fault or not, but it probably was my fault. I don't know. I'm sorry. My life. That's what I was doing when I was looking. I was like, oh shit. She's like, I'm here. The door's locked. I'm like, oh my gosh, why are you there?
Oh my God. Is she there now? Oh God.
Yeah, I just text her like, I'm so sorry.
Okay, we'll wrap it up a little early tonight.
Jamie's clearly struggling today.
Okay, so Jennifer, tell me how long are you going to be gone for? She's getting ready to go kids. She says I'm a hot mess.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I mean, I don't know. It depends on how long you're going away for. Hey, Scott,
Yeah, I mean, 100.
120 days?
Yeah. So, what's that? 4 months?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, so who is gonna have them? Is it gonna be your family or your
Yes, 120 days.
okay?
Well, I was locked up for about the same amount of time. And in the long run, and just like we were just talking about, right? In the beginning of my journey, I was like stuck in the obsession. And that time that I spent was the best thing that it was. Like sometimes things look like the worst things ever and turn out to be the best things ever. And that was my experience. Says I don't have anyone.
So you don't have anybody to take care of your kiddos, no family, no. Gosh, that's such a hard situation. Like I feel like there needs to be like a what they would go to like foster care, right? Like temporary. Yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you could find somebody for those 4 months, it would certainly be a lot easier, right? That would probably
Yeah.
alleviate a lot of the stress off of you.
I know. I wish that they had some kind of program like
I don't
more.
even know who to contact.
I would talk to some treatment center, like some treatment center staff, and like ask if they knew any resources.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a really good idea. Yep.
How old are they, Jennifer? And is their dad? Where's their dad? Maybe a in-law, family in-laws, something. Even somebody like you might not like want them to be with them because like maybe you're not cool with your in-laws, but 10 and 11. Okay. Oh, baby daddy's in prison. Okay. Yeah, maybe his family, somebody in his family, or it's hard for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I think that's a good idea, Jamie, is to contact the local treatment centers and start asking for resources. And then when they tell you something, call them and ask them for resources and just keep calling somebody.
right, right.
Because the thing about it is there's no way around like a jail sentence. You got to just go get it over with. So just got to figure out how to take care of your kids during that process. That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So do you want to get to your appointment now?
No, oh no, I mean she already left.
Oh, okay, perfect.
I was supposed to be there at 5:30, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
she already left. So
okay.
Adam just went to buy candy because he just realized it was Halloween. He's like, "Oh, we need to go buy candy. We don't. It's Halloween." Like, yeah.
I bought like a bunch of candy, but we've eaten already most of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. So it says, Michelle says, I think she's talking about the obsession we were just talking about it a minute ago. I really didn't believe that I could have come this far, and I am way beyond repair, but nothing at all remotely like this time last year. Awesome. See, that's what we always think, right? Like I used to think I'm a lost cause, I'm hopeless. I
Mhm.
literally used to tell people I'm a lost cause. Don't bother trying to save me, and I was
Mhm.
so wrong. I just couldn't see it for myself.
You know what is so hard? This mindset of um really it's a lie from Satan. We think when we're separated from our children, when we're in addiction, and we tell ourselves they're better off without me.
Hmm.
That's
Yep.
another mindset that, you know.
Yeah, that's a big one. I was
Mhm.
at a meeting a couple weeks ago, and when I went through the process of my case plan, that's what I thought. Like, my kids are better off without me. I don't deserve them. They deserve, to be raised by somebody that's not as fucked up as I am. And going into the process of court and all the people that were on the other side of the podium, because they have like a whole entourage over there, on the prosecution side, I guess you would call
Mhm.
that in family court. It just further instilled that in me, that I didn't deserve them, that they would
Mm.
be better off without me.
So hard. Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah, because they're not like nice to you about it. They're not like encouraging, like, oh, yes, let's restore your family. They're like, oh, you
Right.
screwed up. Look at all these charges.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I'm struggling right now because from what I'm learning, like these people really do want to help, but they didn't come across like that when I had a case plan. So
Mhm. Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
hoping to bridge the gap.
Exactly. That's why we need peer support.
Hmm. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Katrina says she got sober on October the 12th, found out she was pregnant on December the 7th. That's when it got easier. That's awesome.
Mm. Wow. Well, that was a great time for you to get sober then. Got sober and fertile all at the same time.
Oh, I love this. Michelle says music has played a massive part of her ongoing recovery. So true. I
Yes.
love music.
Who are some good recovery artists that you guys listen to? Because I feel like there's been like so many more. Like I know a lot of people love, who is it? Jelly Roll? Is that the guy?
Hmm.
But there's who else? What's Demi Lovato? Right, she's
Hmm.
another one.
I
Um,
love recovering artists. So I go into the treatment center every Sunday and I play two songs. And the two songs that I play have to be recovery related. So I've been on this like quest for a while, right? So there's an artist called Joe Nestor. He is
mm,
absolutely amazing. You have to look him up. He's
yes,
amazing.
I have heard of him. Yes,
Have you?
yes, I have
Yeah.
heard of him.
And they have like a whole posse, right? Like there's a record label called Recovering Artists Worldwide, and there's a
Nice.
whole bunch of them. Yeah, it's
That is
really cool. And
so
then
cool.
Chanda Lynn.
Uh huh. Oh yes,
Have you
yes, yes.
seen her?
Yes, I
I
have.
love
Yeah.
her.
Yes, I have heard. Yeah, I mean, I was, like a fan of hers before she even, made the music videos, and she was just sitting in her car spitting lyrics. You know what I mean? And I was like, this chick is, first of all, got balls. First of all,
Right.
she is like, man, like, and like the stuff she talked about, I could actually relate to. She talks a lot about domestic abuse and
Mhm.
things about being a mom, in addiction. And yeah, I could totally relate to her
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Now she's, doing big, big things. So
Mhm. Yeah, she's awesome. She wrote a song with Richie Weber. Didn't he comment on one of your videos? I
yes,
think he did the video that we did, didn't he? The one about meth and witchcraft?
I think, yes, 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 he did.
Yeah, so they did a song together called Not One More, and it's my favorite song. I love it so much. It's about the overdose epidemic.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah. I mean, I like them. There's so much, people try to like talk so much smack, about them. Like they try to say, oh, they're, what do they call them?
Body
Yeah,
something or another.
body brokers or
Mhm.
whatever. I'm like, I think they're just like regular people.
Right.
Like they seem cool to me. So I don't know. I don't have anything bad to say about them. I mean, I've never seen them be like, you need to go to this rehab. Like
Right.
I've never seen them do that. So I don't know. It must just be like people hating on them or whatever. But
I think so.
yeah, they seem like super cool to me. I don't know. And Nicole's friends with them, and I feel like she would tell me, you know.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? Like when this my page started getting bigger, I told myself like I wanted to start connecting to national recovery treatment centers, right? Because I get messages from people all the time. I
Yes.
need help. I need help. I'm in California. I'm
Yes.
in,
Every
and
day. Mhm.
right. And I only know people in my area for resources. And even that, the resources are not abundant.
Yeah.
So the thing about what they're
Mhm.
doing though is it takes a lot of time and effort to find and connect somebody to that resource nationwide, right? Like the insurance has got to line up, the down
Right.
payment's got to line up, you got to get a flight there, not to mention the hours that it takes to convince somebody to go,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they might make like maybe $50 off of the deal, but somebody's life got saved. So
Right.
I don't think what they're doing is a bad thing.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, they're, and to be able to like, have that knowledge, and I feel like too, like they're probably not going to support a place that's like questionable. That's just
That part.
trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like push people,
Mhm.
like I'll like just take their money and whatever.
Right. I
So,
agree with that because that's another part of it, right? If you're going to treatment center, then you want to make sure it's a good one. And
Yeah.
that also takes time and effort to figure out,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Too much cancel culture today.
I know. Seriously.
Okay, there's a lot of people that are naming off. So did you know that Shinedown is in recovery?
I did not, but I love Shinedown. It makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Wow.
And then also Aerosmith writes a song, Amazing, the song by Aerosmith called Amazing.
Yes.
Says, I let the right ones out, I let the wrong ones in. I had an angel of mercy to see me through all my sins. He wrote that in rehab.
Wow.
Although I don't know if he's still clean.
Yeah.
Yep. Somebody says Nickelback, Luke Bryan, Johnny Butler, Danny Shannon. That's the guy that commented on our video.
Yes. I've been watching a couple of his videos too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Come back here. Steven, come here. Hold on. Come here. Let's see it. Show the camera.
It's No Shave November.
Show the camera.
You gotta let this grow the whole month.
Show the camera.
We're going Burt Reynolds.
All
Remember
right.
that guy?
Shaved his beard.
It's No Shave November. So we're like, everybody I work with, we're all doing the mustache. We're going to let it grow real thick. You remember like the 70s?
Oh, hell, you ain't.
Watch it.
Watch it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Look, so what's it gonna look like in January when I get there?
Right? That's what I want to know. Yeah. What's it going to look like in January when she gets here? You still going to have it shaved?
It's just November.
Oh, it's just November.
Oh, okay,
Thank God. Okay. Yes. So, somebody on here says Danny appears to be a lovely fellow, happy-go-lucky. Yeah, he does. He's been helping Tracy with her daughter's stuck in addiction. That's awesome. I love that.
Yes.
Okay, well, it is 6:00 and I'm going to a birthday dinner with my dad, and I'm going to see family that I literally haven't seen. And it's probably been more than 10 years. I literally don't remember the last time that I seen them. So that'd be interesting.
Wow. That is awesome. Well, shine bright.
Yes. And we'll be back again next week on Jamie regular time, 7:00.
Yes.
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 Okay.
See you then. Bye.
Okay. Bye.